family? How we doing?
Hey, what's going on?
Man, first of all, what's up, fam? Kobe, I'm alpha man myself, so I had to acknowledge that really quick. We got to start it off on a high note.
Hey fam.
What's up, man? I'm Dijon McCain, representing Where's the Buzz, and thank y'all for having me, man. Whew, to preface the conversation, I seen this trailer. It's getting spicy. I'm excited. The premiere is coming, but I would love to start with something you posted, Kobe, yesterday on your story, and I'll paraphrase it, but you said walking faithfully with God is not easy, and it is something no one talks about. There's spiritual attacks, spiritual warfare, losing friendships, family, and constantly being tempted. Prefacing that conversation, I feel like it relates to this, to this season. Like, can you kind of speak on that post?
Yeah, so for me, it doesn't that post did not directly relate to this season, I will add. But that post really ministered to me because, I feel like every time something big is about to happen in your life, I feel like, the enemy finds a way to attack you. And he'll use sometimes the very things that are closest to you to attack you. And so just in this season alone in our lives, we've kind of been under a lot of different attacks that social media will never see. And that seeing that post just ministered to me, and it helped remind me that, God is still faithful, even in, the most trying times, that he's still faithful. And, we went through a lot when we filmed, and, so many highs, so many lows, but I think that's what makes, that's what's going to make this season super authentic, is us just sharing, our real life, sharing our real stories, and allowing viewers to be able to, gather their own thoughts and opinions about what kind of played out and what unfolded.
Sure. Now, being vulnerable, right? Like being vulnerable and having that actually on the screen, like, how have you two like processed that, or have your loved one seen the show yet behind scenes? Like, how was it being vulnerable for you, real on camera in Detroit?
Yeah. Now it was definitely Dijon. It was definitely challenging for me, because I wasn't accustomed to having cameras in my face. Right. I think as a man, sometimes being vulnerable is already a challenge, but now when you put that vulnerability in a glass box for everybody to criticize, it's like, So we've navigated it. We've had discussions. We've debriefed, if you will, just about that. And I think there was a lot of learnings that came out of that experience, that vulnerability under the public's eye.
Going off of that, Russell, like as a black man, like I always use the quote like being at war with yourself versus being at war with the world. Nipsey said that. So it's like, I guess, how did you learn how to be emotionally sound, and did that aid like your relationship? If so.
Yeah, it's a good question, Dijon. So for me, I was emotionally sound long before the TV show. I've made a lot of endeavors in my life to focus on being foundationally strong, and
Sure.
I think I learned a lot about emotion during my military experience, right? And yeah, it just taught me so much. So I was I was prepared for everything before, but I think going through the experience with my wife here, it definitely showed me that some of the things that I thought I knew, particularly about myself, she knew better, right? She knew what was best. So
Like what? Can you explain a little bit? I know we don't want to give away too much, but
yeah,
for the people that are going to see this, enlighten us a little bit.
yeah, I thought I was a great communicator. Um, I thought that when you go from not having
She's shaking her head.
when you go from not having to communicate at all to having to make sure that you're keeping someone in the know, right? Yeah, I thought I had it figured out. And let's just say you'll see during the show that it's not quite figured out.
Not quite, and that's okay. That's okay. We still learning, and that's why I think it takes two. Speaking of two, you both are co-parent. Whew. I don't have any children, So y'all got to put me on and you know, help me out in this parameter. But what are the, like, I guess, the struggles of co-parenting, but also what are the positives of it as a unit?
I would say the struggles are, you know, we're both two imperfect people, right? Russell and I are both very imperfect, and we come together. We've created a child, and we're trying to, you know, teach her everything that we know, which, you know, everything that Russell knows may not be something that I agree with, right? The way that he was brought up, or there's certain things that he was taught or he learned that I may not say, oh, that's the best way. And I mean, and vice versa. There's things that I learned and things that I do that he may not think is the best way. And so just learning how to adapt to that best way for us in our household has really helped us. Just co-parent our daughter, realizing that there's certain things that, hey, I think dad knows best about this, so I'm gonna let dad tackle that. And then as far as other things, you know, Russell may say, I think mom knows best, and, you know, I'm gonna let mom tackle this, you know, be it hair, be it routine. I'm a little bit more structurally sound on those things, and Russell's a little bit more flexible on those things. And so just kind of learned, you know, the balance, and learned, you know, what works for us. And I think that's what helps us co-parent, and that's what helps us stay together. And, you know, I don't step on his toes with things. He doesn't step on my toes with things. And we just do it. We do it.
Yeah, no doubt. Having a kid, as a dad, having a girl in particular, is like having your heart out in front of you, right? So she teaches you how to love, but also how to be loved, right? And I think sometimes, you know, as co-parents, sometimes that, you know, I might be very, very lighthearted on stuff where my wife is like very, you know, on top of it. You know, I can say, like, my daughter, I don't believe in putting my hands on her, right? Or my wife is, no, you better rod, spoil the child, right? So
no, don't say nothing that's gonna get y'all in trouble. Don't say nothing that's gonna look.
No, we don't, not, you know, but I'm just saying, like, in general,
right.
The way we grew up, it was when mama said or when daddy said something, that was it. And I think
I've been the final,
I've been very, very flexible in that, where mom is like, there's no flexibility at all.
Yeah. For example, Kendall will say, Daddy, sit down now. And I'm like looking at Russell, and he's sitting down now, where I'm like trying to teach him, no, we don't listen to directives from a 2-year-old. Like, we give her directives. She doesn't give us directives. So that's the real gap, is that she's the boss of him. She's the boss of him, and she's the boss of me. And so she knows that. We
get into the problem now. Look, I see how it is. Yo, we are out of time. I had so much fun talking to both of you. Congratulations, first and foremost. And I'm looking forward to seeing how the rest of the season pans out.
Thank you so much. Good talking to you.
Man, thank y'all. Y'all one of my favorite couples. I ain't gonna tell nobody though.
My God.
Blessings, y'all.